Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video we're going to be talking a little bit of Alpha Clash. We've had some very spirited community discussion in the Alpha Clash Discord regarding some of the pull rates for Spoils of the Forgotten. So I'm going to talk about that, try to give you a more kind of objective and I guess controlled look at it, and hopefully generate some healthy discussion. It hasn't been like overly negative in the Discord. There's just been some people that have bringing up points. So I want to try to address it as a creator and give everyone kind of a safer environment to kind of talk through these points and hopefully see both sides of it as we go into it. So if you are new to the channel and you come from like the Alpha Clash community, welcome. Hopefully enjoy your stay. If you're a long-standing supporter coming from Flesh and Blood, thank you so much for stopping by as well. For anyone who's new to the channel, I have a Discord down below that I speak in to talk about all the games that I play. I also have a creator worksheet, which I want to highlight. It's really important. I started with Flesh and Blood. It has over like 100 Flesh and Blood creators that you can go look at. I'm going to be building it out for Alpha Clash as well. So there's already some creators in there. So if you don't prefer my style of content, definitely go to the creator worksheet if you're looking for other creators for certain games that I cover. And hopefully you can find someone there. So we'll get right into it. For anyone that's not aware, I try to do like discussion-based content. The sort of the feel I want to give when I'm talking about topics like this and stuff that I've learned as making content for almost 4 years now, is I used to be very strong-willed or strong opinionated, right? And I've tried to slowly get better at that as I've gotten older and wiser on it and give you like a good discussion base. I want to get the feel of I am a senior person in your LGS that you see all the time, that you always can go to for like advice or like to talk about the game and get like a good opinion from, right? That's the hope I feel, and that's important for a topic like this. So Spoils of the Forgotten is a expansion set that goes alongside with Siege of the Forgotten. Siege of the Forgotten is the PvE experience that Alpha Clash is doing, where you can take your constructed deck and you can go against the Lord Krung, either like kind of like an automated boss style, or someone can play the boss against you, and it's this awesome PvE experience. I can't say enough good things about it. The purpose of Spoils of the Forgotten is to pepper your deck, so to speak, with PvE cards that will help you defeat Lord Krung. Now, it's not the only reason to open the box. The cards are meant for both PvE and constructed play, but after seeing the cards, I would, my opinion, this isn't like 100%, but my opinion, they do slant towards PvE. Not every card. Some cards are, and we'll talk about them in a second, are shoe-in staples for constructed play, but PvE is the purpose. That is important when it comes to this discussion of pull rates for the legendary cards, which we'll get into here in a second, because like as a consumer, you open this box to help your PvE deck. Some people might open this box because they want some of the constructed cards. But at a general kind of objective level, the reason you're opening this card is you are buying this alongside the PvE kit and being able to improve your decks in order to defeat Lord Krung. This is not a set I would expect people to buy boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of, unless you're just, you know, those 100 like really dedicated people that likes opening product, right? But this isn't a box that's gonna be mass open in terms of like one person in one sitting type thing, right? That's important because when we talk about these legendaries, there are 5 legendaries in the set, and this is like where the main point of contention comes, right? There are 3 unrivaled legendaries. Unrivaled means you can have one in your deck, only one unrivaled card in your deck and one of that unrivaled card. But they also are introducing rivaled cards. So rival cards, you can have a play set, which is 4 of rival cards in your deck instead of unrivaled. So when you build a deck and you're wanting to put a rivaled unrivaled card in there, you either can have 4 rivaled cards of the same name or 1 unrivaled card. You can't have like 4 rivaleds and 1 unrivaled. You can't have 2 rivaleds and 1 unrivaled, right? It has to be one or the other. This is really important because in the past, unrivaled legendaries, although a little bit more scarce, makes sense because you only need one of them, right? Like if I want a Clarity's Ring, you know, if I open a lot of boxes, like it takes me a lot of boxes to get it, or if I purchase it from someone, it makes sense because I only need to buy one, right? Even if this card was, let's just say, random high but not egregious price, $30, right? It's pretty decent. I would have no issue with that because I only need one. If I needed 4 of them, now it starts to add up, right? And so that becomes the issue now. So the whole purpose of this video and this discussion today is the rivaled cards specifically, which is 2 of them, Ultimate Power Armor and Alpha Empowerment, are coming in at the same pull rate as the unrivaled legendaries, which is about 1 legendary per 6 boxes. I can tell you that I opened 2 boxes. I got a playset of every common and rare easily, almost a playset of every foil of common and rare. There are a total of 7 epics in the set. Epics, for anyone that's coming from a different game, are basically like Majestics in Flesh and Blood or Mythics in Magic, where you get like a certain amount per box. You get around 6 per box. So I opened 2 boxes, and I basically got 2 of every epic except for like 2, which makes complete sense. I got 12 epics. You had to have 14 in order to have 2 of everyone. I think the only one I didn't get 2 of was, I think, Oppressive to Liberator, Clarity's card. I only got 1 of that. And I think I only got 1 of, I think it was Torsion to Absorption, but the other ones I got 2 of. So all that to be said, I didn't get a legendary, which in 2 boxes, I don't expect to get a legendary. The issue is when you really want to have a play set of Ultimate Power Armors or Alpha Empowerments, because some of these cards are must-have in Constructed, in my opinion. And we'll talk about these in a separate video. I'm going to do a rating for each of these cards. But like for the Unrivaled cards, for example, if you are running a White Rogue, Clarity's Ring is a must-have. It has Safeguard, can't be affected by like cards that would like get rid of it. At the start of your turn, target contender gains 1 health, which is super useful because a lot of the decks that are like White Rogue or like Rogue decks in general do care about that unless you're like Lynn. And it says Rogue Clash cards gain the Alpha Hunter affiliation. Alpha Hunter Clash cards gain the Rogue affiliation, which is insane because now you can have a lot more synergistic of a deck without having to pick a lane. Usually like Rogue and Alpha Hunter decks, they did have some similarity in cards like Denver, but for the most part, you kind of had to pick a lane or at least pick one that you wanted to lean towards. Now you don't really need to do that. Now it's literally you can run them synonymous and you have heroes like Haven who can really make use of this card at an extreme level, right? So this is like a must-have. Lefty Keen Reflexes is a very good card as well. I think it's more useful in Haven specifically. And then Godslayer Javelin is just amazing in Torque or War. So now we get to the rival cards, right? Now the rival cards, Alpha Empowerment, I'm still on the fence about. I'm trying to figure out if I really do like this card or not. I still haven't figured that out yet. I'm kind of like on the fence about it. Someone let me know in the comments down below how the best use case. But Ultimate Power Armor for me, if you are playing Moxie or Weber, this card's a must-have. This card gives your contender 1/1. When you swing with it, it gives your contender 2/2, essentially, because it's 1/1 and then gets 1/1 in flight when it has a attack trigger. So Weber would be swinging at a 2/3, and Moxie would be swinging at a 3/2 when this card attaches immediately. Right. The first time a contender weapon enters play on your turn, you may attach it without paying its cost. We went over this in the Discord where I was screwing up the math because I was so excited about this card. So I apologize to Ryan in advance, Ryan, if you watch this. But in a deck like Weber, being able to attach multiple contender weapons is very important because you can attach things like weapon system and grenade launcher, being able to get a card draw engine with both Weber and weapon system, and then also being able to like reduce the cost of your other attached cards. So this will basically save you like 3 resources over attaching multiple cards. For Weber specifically, it allows you to attach grenades to an opponent's card and when you do that, you create a copy of the effect. And then it also has counterplay, which allows you to put Safeguard on a contender weapon, which means you can protect your stuff, right? So like this card does so much. It gives your contender 2/2. It allows you to cost reduce contender weapons and allows you to copy grenade effects. It allows you to get Safeguard on your contender weapons. It's a auto even in the current design space, like there's only, so for example, in Weber specifically, there's only 4 contender weapons you can play in Weber, counting Ultimate Power Armor. So it's not like you can get the full, you can attach up to 5 contender weapons with different names. But as time goes on and as the game expands, this card's going to be a must-have. So this all goes back to the original thing, which is based off what people are seeing that are actually massively opening this product that I saw in the Discord. You're going to need around 11 cases, which is 6 boxes per case, 66 boxes. If you pull no duplicates, because you need a legendary per case, no duplicates, you need a playset of Ultimate Power Armor, which is 4, a playset of Alpha Empowerment, which means 8, And then you have the 3 unrivaled cards, which is 11. Right, so that's 66 boxes. So with no duplicates, if you get super lucky, you're gonna have to spend $2,600 worth of product to get all the legendaries in this set. That is a little bit of a problem when it comes to constructed play. Now, if we back this up a little bit, Alpha Clash is very much a fun first game. I would say if I had to give an arbitrary number on their competitive versus competitive versus casual play, you're looking at about probably 70%, not 70, like 65% casual. I'm fixing my camera like on the fly, all because we're professional YouTubers here, and it is way too bright. There we go. I had to brighten it up last night. But so you're looking at about 70% casual, 65% casual, 30% competitive. That's how I view it. They are looking for an all-encompassing game that has a lot of lore aspects, has a lot of fun first mentality stuff that you get just as much enjoyment out of playing at your kitchen table with your family, with the PvE experience, as you would going to a Clash Con and playing at a Pro Tour. They're looking for the equal level of fun. So it makes this situation very difficult, because from the competitive aspect of a player, this is very, I guess frustrating is a fair word to say, right? Like for me, if I want to play, Moxie or Weber, I need Ultimate Power Armors. At the current pull rate, Ultimate Power Armors are coming out, and Legendaries just in general in this set, without scalping you, me just giving a fair price, I would say a playset of 4 Ultimate Power Armors should run you about $200. That would be my guess, about $50 a card. Because the amount of product that's being opened, the amount of power armors that are being opened, and the power of the card and the requirement of the card is very, very good. I would say they're about $50 a card. If you wanted to really give people a deal, I could see them being $35 to $40 a card, which would put you at about, I'm terrible at math in public, $140 for a playset, or $160 for a playset. When you talk about the unrivaled cards, it goes down a little bit because you only have to pay for one. But like Clarity's Ring, for example, this could easily, even though it's not like the deck sucks without it, it's definitely just like a good additional piece. It is still a must-have piece in my opinion. Same thing with Godslayer Javelin. Both of those cards I could easily see being $50 to $100. Like, no problem. So it all comes down to, is this good or bad? And we're not even accounting for the monochrome variants that you can pull still, right? Just telling somebody like, hey, in order to get the 5 legendaries in this set, like a playable set of all of them, you're going to have to buy around 66 boxes at a minimum. That's a little bit high. I think the easiest way to fix this for future sets, because, the set is a set. Like, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. The easiest way to fix this is the rivaled cards need to come at a higher pull rate than the unrivaled cards somehow, some way. Maybe you put them in the epic slot so they come in the same level with epics. Maybe these should be epic level instead of legendary level. I think that's how you fix it, because I need a play set of these as opposed to one of. I am totally okay with only 1 legendary per 6 boxes if I only need one of them to play in my deck, right? Maybe legendary should always have the unrivaled keyboard, so to speak. I'm sure they're going to adjust this as time goes on. But this is something that I could see being a little bit hard. And the other thing I want to bring up that I kind of talked about earlier is this set is not a core set. It's not even technically an expansion set for Constructed. The main marketing purpose of this set is to go alongside Siege of the Forgotten in order to bolster your decks from a PvE standpoint with cards that also have Constructed applicability. So that also makes it hard. Like, I would not expect any one person, unless you were an Alpha Clash super fan, to go out and buy even just 2 cases of this product, 12 boxes. Like, that seems like insane. I would consider myself, compared to most, an Alpha Clash like super fan, and that's really difficult. The other thing I want to bring up, and this was something that I saw in the Discord, was like, and this is something that doesn't apply directly to me, but it applies to someone else who loves the game, is the Philippines. The Philippines, this game has caught like wildfire, if anyone's not aware. If they're only allocated, if a store is only in the Philippines, because it's a smaller market, is only allocated 12 cases of product, so to speak, right? Like you're looking at like what with no duplicates. Depending on how things go, you're looking at like 3 to 4 players getting the product of rivaled and unrivaled cards, depending on what it is, right? Like if you only pulled, like it could be only like 1 or 2 people, maybe one gets a play set of rivaled cards, and then like 3 or 4 get a play set of unrivaled cards. Like that now becomes a problem, right? So there's a lot of factors about this that make it more difficult than it probably should be. One is the size of the game. The game is definitely expanded tremendously in the last 6 months, but this game really has started to hit its stride like really this year. And it's still growing. It's a very small game, but it's a game where the pockets of people that play it are insanely passionate. So it makes this situation a little bit harder. It's not getting mass opened. Even like a Flesh and Blood One Piece, Lorcan, not Lorcan is too big, but like Flesh and Blood and One Piece, I guess, is a good middle ground. Or even Universes. Like it's not getting open to that level. So it's not getting opened enough to where we can get our hands on these cards. Like, and then the very last thing I want to bring up, because I know Ridge and them watch this stuff, is I think where this hurts the most is your bounty system. For anyone that's not aware, at bigger Alpha Clash events, they have bounties. Each color has a bounty. So like for this upcoming Tennessee event, Weber is the black color bounty. In my opinion, not even seeing what set 6 brings yet completely, if you're playing Weber at ClashCon and you're being serious and you're wanting to play Weber at its height, you have to have Ultimate Power Armor. Like a deck with Ultimate Power Armor and a deck without it, if it's not like a pet or very non-traditional build, is going to be not as good. I need to have Ultimate Power Armor in my deck if I want to make my bounty deck the best it can be. So with these pull rates, it's going to be very difficult for me to do that. I'm going to have to spend, if nothing changes, and I'm personally not going to do this. This was actually the deciding factor. This is like the most negative I'll get in the video. This was actually the deciding factor for me not playing Weber. I was thinking about playing either Weber or Clarity. Kagan's like the one I have built, but I was going to play either Clarity, Deadly Duelist, or Defender of All, or Weber, Grenade Specialist. And so this kind of like solved it for me, because I can't spend that kind of money just to play a bounty contender. I don't want to do that. That's a me choice. So that's where these rivaled cards I think hurt the most, is if you want to play decks that really matter, and if you're wanting to play bounty contenders and these rival cards somehow link to that bounty contender, you start to have an availability issue, which again, this is not a competitive first game, but they care about competitive. So it's going to be an interesting thing. I think the easiest fix is somehow switch the pull rate of rivaled cards. Like I think unrivaled cards are completely fine. Again, having an unrivaled card once every 6 boxes, no issues there. That makes sense. Like especially you want it to feel great when you pull an unrivaled legendary. You want it to feel like momentous. You don't want it to be like, oh, I get one of these every 2 or 3 boxes anyway. That's cool. There's my 6 Clarity's Ring, right? Like I want people to have that feeling of like, I'll open my first unrivaled legendary. That's sick. It's the rival cards is really where they need to make the change. But this is also the first set they've implemented them, and I'm sure they're going to learn from this and keep going. I think it's still in a great spot. I think this is all just coming at a certain time where the game's growing very rapidly. We have ClashCon coming up. We have people excited about PvE, so they're opening these boxes, all that. And maybe this might shake out and not be that big of a deal here in like a month or two after more people open product, but that's at least the initial kind of discussion point. So let me know what your comments are down below. Just keep it civil, keep it healthy. At the end of the day, this is a card game, right? Like that's one thing I've learned covering other card games when I've been overly negative when I didn't need to be. It's like at the end of the day, it's a card game. If you have to wait a couple extra months to get your cards, or you can't run a certain card, like, yes, I'm not saying you're not allowed to feel frustrated or feel bad, but like it's a hobby, and especially a hobby like Alpha Clash, which is fun first. I want to keep it that way. Like, frankly, as someone who covers Flesh and Blood, I don't want this to be Flesh and Blood. I don't want this to be where I have to pay stupid triple-digit amount of money just to make my deck be able to go toe-to-toe with the deck beside it. But also, like, they're gonna work on this. I know they are. So that's all. I just want to go on here and kind of talk about it. I know Garrett and Ridge watch these things, and I wanted to, as a creator, try to give a platform to like voice the topic and then also give my feedback on it. overall, I'm super happy with the set. I bought 2 boxes. It was fantastic. I love the fact that I got like a play set of commons, rares, and mostly all the epics from that. I think those were done A+, done perfectly well. There's some awesome epics. The Cowling epic is sick in this. It's a great addition. I'm super happy about these. I'm super excited about these legendaries as more of a constructed oriented player. So really knocked it out in the park on that. But thank you all so much for watching this. If you like this type of content, this discussion based stuff, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If you're going to ClashCon in Tennessee, let me know. I'm trying to make it down there. Barring life and finances and everything, I should be able to make it down there pretty easily. So it'll be a really fun time. But thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk.